Ding dong, the witch is dead. The wicked witch, the wicked is dead. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. Breaking news, the New Orleans Saints have made the best decision that they have made in the last 3, 4, 5 years since the Drew Brees era has ended, and that is getting this clown the hell out of New Orleans. Dennis Allen has been fired. It's official. It has been done. It is over. The Dennis Allen era is done here in New Orleans. So Who Dat Nation, I need you guys to get in the comment section and let's show some love to the team that finally made a good choice. Type Saints in the comment section if you want a shout out on today's show. We're going to be live here for a little bit, hanging out, celebrating, discussing this, talking about head coach possibilities. We're going to go through everything you need to know. Everything you need to know in today's live show. Then, of course, we're going to hang out. We got helmet stickers. We got the Fire Dennis Allen petition. I was going to mail this today. I guess we don't need it. So if somebody wants the Dennis Allen petition, I'll mail it to you instead. Yeah, you might. I guess Gail Benson was watching the watch party. That's all I have to say. Or she watched the postgame show when I read off all 60 names on that. But shout out to Ernesto, Mir Comment, Queen Courtney, Tony, Tata, Jerry, Mason, Louisiana Steppa, Adam, Ethan, Victoria, Goat, JD, Wild, Jerry G, Brett, Mad Rummer, Adria, Terry, Mason, Tyler. Let's go. I'm so pumped. Jeremy, that kid, Laricho, Joseph, Jerry, Mad Drummer, I appreciate, Mad Drummer, excuse me, and Mr. H to celebrate the good times. Hey, you know how we do it out in New Orleans. Let the good times roll, baby. Hell yeah. Feels so refreshing from Mad Drummer. Brett says, get out of here, baby. See ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya. Hell yeah, about time from Tim Kitchens. Norman says about time. What took so long? Hey, the boogeyman is gone. Do not worry. He is gone. Now I got to know, what is your one-word reaction? Mine? Finally. Finally. Thank you, Lord. Thank the football gods. Thank the coaching gods. Thank the GM, the owner god. Thank all of the gods that are associated with the great sport of football. Because Dennis, it took everything. It took all of them to get him out of here. My head's itchy. Sorry, guys. Anyway, I am just so ecstatic about this move. It is about damn time. Maddie says this is the best news ever. Shout out to you, girl. Hey, Maddie, we did it. We did it. Finally, Queen Courtney sending in a $10 super chat. We got finally from Jeremy, finally from Dame, and Todd French also get a super chat in. Here's what we're doing today. Any super chat, $5 or more, gets your name on the Tyler Stokely Saints Now helmet. And I'll tell you what, whoever wants the petition, we'll send it to you. We'll send it to you if you guys want the Fire Dennis Allen petition. Because we didn't get the chance to send it to the Saints. I was going to drop it in the mail today after work. Guess I don't need to. I guess I don't need to. Queen Courtney dropping a $10 super chat. Thank you, football gods. Who am effing dat? Queen Courtney, we're not worthy. We're not worthy. Shout out to Queen Courtney. Shout out to Queen Courtney. Todd French, appreciate you. Let's go. Now get rid of Loomis and Carr next. Hey, I'll say you this. Derek Carr has a no trade clause. Dennis Allen brought Derek Carr here. Dennis Allen is no longer in New Orleans. I'm just saying. The trade deadline's tomorrow. I'm just calling it how I'm seeing it. I'm seeing facts. I'm speaking facts. Trade deadline's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time. We'll see what happens. We'll have to see what happens. But this is really good news, guys. I'm so excited. This is really, really good stuff. Queen Courtney, we're going to get you another helmet sticker since you sent in a super chat more than $5 today. Mir Comment says, I'll frame the petition, Trace. Mir Comment, we might need to send it to you, dude. We might need to. All right. Queen Courtney, we're going to put that on the helmet. Jeremy Gates, I see your super chat. We'll pop that up momentarily. But before we do, guys, I got to tell y'all all about, really quick, Got to tell you all about this awesome helmet sticker I just gave Queen Courtney. But I also got to tell you about our awesome sponsor, and that is Gametime, my favorite ticketing app. And, what I've been saying recently is, look, Saints games are hard to go to now. But not anymore, baby. So let's all go get some tickets, and let's all go watch New Orleans kick the teeth out of the Atlanta Falcons at the Superdome, because Dennis Allen is not the head coach anymore. And you can actually get $20 off your first purchase with Gametime if you use our promo code CHATSPORTS. That's code CHAT Sports. It's in the comments, in the description, in the live chat of this show. Gametime is my favorite ticketing app for so many reasons, but one of the biggest reasons is because of Gametime picks. They filter out the fluff to show you only great deals on seats that you're interested in. They filter out all the fluff so you don't have to search through thousands of tickets that you're really not that interested in anyway. Gametime also specializes in last-minute tickets for the lowest price. You can get views from the seat. They let you know when there's stadium promos. And on top of that, it helps you make memories, not just at sporting events, but at concerts, comedy shows, theater, and anything in between. So go get started with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Reminder, terms do apply. That's code CHATSPORTS on the Gametime app. Download Gametime today. What time is it? It's game time. And it's also time to keep talking about Dennis Allen being fired. The New Orleans Saints have named special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi. I'm doing the Riz face. Doing my best Riz face. Doing my best Riz face. For Darren Rizzi, the Saints have named special teams coordinator Darren Rizzi the interim head coach. This was a move that I expected to be the case. I kind of thought, like, with Clint Kubiak, this being his first year, he already has so much that he has to try and manage between the injuries, between all the issues right now with the team. So I think this is a good decision. Let Kubiak focus on the offense. Rizzi's been around for a little bit longer, so I'm all in on this move. I'm also a big fan of Darren Rizzi. I think he is a total knockout. I think he's a great coach. And to be honest, I don't think we're very, very far from seeing him be a head coach. I will say this. I do not want him to be the head coach moving forward. Like, interim, all in. Huh? Yeah, don't be we already did the Raiders once and hired Dennis Allen as a head coach. Let's not do it again and be Antonio Pierce and hire the guy who can yell "Hoot at" the loudest. Like, we're not doing that. We're going to hire a good coach. That's what we need to do. Jeremy Gates, $2 super chat. The house cleaning starts finally. Jeremy, because you're a legend, I got to give you a beer's cheers, brother. And then U.S. Champ, we got a $10 super chat. It's a great day. Hey, Death Row Records. Dennis Allen's career. Dennis Allen's career. All right, U.S. Champ, I'm going to give you a helmet sticker as well. Reminder, $10 super chats gets a helmet sticker. Ooh. So you guys remember all those times Dennis Allen threw the players under the bus? And look, that's not what we're going to do here. We're not going to take a knee, in week 18 after a pick six and just run the score up. Like, we're not going to. Yeah, and he apologized for all that nonsense. Listen to this. Gail Benson began meeting with players last week to get a feel for what was wrong with the Saints. At the end, she and the organization decided to act. That's coming from Nick Underhill. He has an article out around it on NOF Network. I highly encourage you to go read it and go check it out. But I think it's pretty telling that the players wanted him gone. They did not want him here. Dare I say they blew that game on purpose? No, they didn't do that. Teams don't do that. Yeah. I don't think they didn't blow it on purpose. I don't think they were upset that they lost 100%. I think they were like, damn it, how do we lose to the Panthers? But it's like, well, worse things could happen. Paul B, time to uncork the champagne bottles of today. Oh, my goodness. Paul B, cheers to you, brother. I love it. Adrian is a first-time super chatter. Adrian says, do you think we should get a new offensive line and quarterback? New O-line, that's kind of hard to build all right now in the middle of the season. That's something you're not going to be able to rebuild. When you get Eric McCoy back from injury, I think that fixes a lot of problems for this offensive line. Because the first couple of weeks when McCoy was injured and you had your base offensive line how it should be, they were solid. They were good. Like, I do not want to take anything away from them. Eric McCoy was statistically, according to PFF, the best center in the league at the point when he was taken out due to injury. So, O-line, that's something that's hard to rebuild in one offseason. I think that the Saints are closer on the offensive line than people are giving them credit for because of all the injuries. I will also say this when it comes to quarterback. I'm not against going and getting a new quarterback, but look, we're not gonna automatically just be a Super Bowl contender next year. Like, this is a rebuild that's gonna take a couple of years. But Adrian, you're gonna go on the helmet. Adrian Marquez, you're going on the helmet. And I appreciate your question, brother. Thank you for sending one in, and thank you for your donation. Adrian, we will be live on game day if you want to come and hang out with us. Every game day, we have a watch party, so come check it out. Keeping it real. Also, a first-time super chatter. Shout out to you, Keeping It Real. Thank you so much. And Tyler Stokely, this Tyler Stokely helmet, the man who owns this helmet, he has joined the chat. He has blessed us with this presence. He said, LFG. I'm with you, Tyler Stokely. Goat Explosion, $10 super chat. You get a helmet sticker. And then I also owe one for Tyler Stokely because I was a 5, I believe. I can't read. Goat Explosion, Tyler Stokely. There you go. All right, and Keeping It Real says 7 straight losses to a big win. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty incredible, the turnaround we just had. We just went from getting embarrassed to being now the best, the making the best decision of the day. As of right now, the New Orleans Saints have made a better decision than any other team today. Just saying. Ashton, I see your super chat. We'll pop that up here momentarily. Aaron Glenn. Oh, my God, listen to this. Aaron Glenn teaming up with Cam Ward. Who says no? I don't know. I love Cam Ward. I'm just kind of in the camp of I'm so tired of, like, this was so bad. This was so bad as a defensive-minded head coach that I don't want nothing to do with it. I want an offensive-minded head coach. Like, my one exception might be Mike Vrabel. 7 straight losses to a big win. I'm totally with you, man. I'm totally with you, Keeping It Real. I appreciate your donation. You guys have been absolutely electric. And I'm going to be honest. I think Mike Vrabel would be a really good idea. I think we're going to go through later a bunch of different information and topics to discuss and all that, but we got to pop up Brandon McGee's super chat and his donation. Shout out to Brandon. I'm stationed in Japan, and it's nighttime over here. When I heard the news, I woke up my roommates. Brandon, first of all, thank you for your service, brother. I really greatly appreciate you. And second of all, good. That is 100% a justified reaction. That is a great reaction right there. So, Brandon, thank you for your service, and thank you for sending a donation. We're going to get you on the helmet. Sharpie pooped out on me. There you go. All right, Brandon McGee, you're going on the helmet. The Saints, the Tyler Stokely Saints Now helmet. Brandon McGee. All righty, Ashton Jones, not Ashton Ginty, Ashton Jones. Hear me out. I know it sounds crazy, but what if we? Nope. 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 I'm not hearing you out. Nope. The big, yeah, producer Jack. It does sound crazy because it is. The big appeal for Deion Sanders is that he can get players to the league. What happens when he gets to the league? Nothing. Like, I'm also in the camp of the New Orleans Saints are not a team with strong enough leadership in terms of the general manager and the owners and everybody in the front office. They are not a strong enough leadership team to be able to manage and work with and work around Deion Sanders. I think Deion is, and honestly, Deion's a better college coach. He is a college coach. Nick Saban, college coach. Deion Sanders, college coach. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. But I also don't want to start a rebuild around a nepotism situation where you're playing daddy ball. I'm not saying you're going to get nepotism because Shedeur is a good quarterback. He does have talent, but like the idea of bringing in Deion and Shedeur and getting all the mess that they have already that you see at Colorado and having that at an NFL level, it's just not. It's not something I'm really interested in. And then here's the classic, David. Here's the classic one. What about Drew Brees as a head coach? He says that actually sounds fire. What do you mean? No, Ashton. I do appreciate your question, and I appreciate your thoughts, and I appreciate the football discussion, but. You asked my thoughts, and those are mine. I'm just not in the camp of wanting Deion Sanders and there's just not much. There's not much appeal for bringing Deion in as a head coach in an NFL team. He's really, really good as a college coach. That's even kind of up for discussion, and that's kind of it. Like he's a good recruiter. He can do all that stuff. That's really only beneficial in college. Like, sure, you need to recruit coaches. Sure, you need to recruit free agents and whatnot, but to a certain extent, it's just like, I'm okay on not bringing in Deion. We'll talk about it. That's certainly going to be a hot topic of discussion. And as you guys know, Dennis Allen, he has been fired by the New Orleans Saints. This news came in early this morning, and next thing you know, the NFL trade deadline is tomorrow. So like, there's a lot of things that are going to be changing this next 24 hours. From I would say 8 a.m. today to 8 a.m. tomorrow, those 24 hours are crucial. And this is going to be really big. Do you trade away Marshawn Lattimore? Do you trade away Chase Young? Do you trade for a player? You already have your interim head coach, and that is going to be Darren Rizzi, the special teams coordinator. And I do think that is a really good decision for the New Orleans Saints. It's just a matter of that you have to fix a lot of things. You got rid of a big problem. Like, in the whole piece of the pie, you took a big chunk out. You just gave away a big bite, a huge piece to your uncle. Like, that piece of pie is gone, and thank God it's gone. But there's still a lot of other pie you got to eat around, you got to figure out. You got to fix the drafting situation. You have to fix the finances. You have to Mickey Loomis, like, if you get rid of him, I don't think firing Mickey Loomis fixes all those problems, because you get rid of the person, you don't get rid of the issue. Those are still there. But when you do have a competent leadership with a head coach that knows how to win and knows how to be creative and work around issues and work through problems and appeal to players, and then you have an ownership group and a management group that can be smart with their finances, can identify talent, and can can check the boxes. Like, you're not just going, Mickey Loomis, he will live and die by a relative athletic score. How many times has it bit him in the ass? How many times have we seen the Saints pass on players that would make a big impact that haven't? Well, it's been enough to land you at a 7-game losing streak for the first time since 1999, which, for the record, I was not even 1 year old yet. Like, that's how long it's been. That it has been almost 26 entire years since the New Orleans Saints have been this bad. 25, 26 years. It's been a long time, guys. This is not good. This is not good. This is not a good situation. But this right here is good. This right here was a good decision. This is the start of fixing and righting your wrongs. This is what needed to happen. It needed to go. Like, and it's not, I have nothing against him as a human being. I have nothing against him as a man. I have nothing against him as a person. He's just not a good head coach. He's not an NFL head coach. And that is what's important here. I have nothing against him about literally anything. I'm sure, honest to God, if Dennis Allen and I ever had a conversation that didn't have anything to do with football, I'm sure him and I would get along. I'm sure he's a pretty good dude. I'm sure he's a cool guy to talk to. Like, I'm not... But I'm not in the camp of just keep him around because he's a fun guy to sit because he passes the layover test. No. I want a guy who's a winner. I want a guy who knows how to win, who can find creative ways to win and not find creative ways to lose. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I'm seeing a lot of people put in some different options for head coaches. What do you guys think? Who do you guys want to be the next head coach? Darren Rizzi's the interim, but who do you want to be the next head coach? I'm seeing Chucky Gruden from Luis. Well, yeah, we can get into the cut. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you're good. So just kind of giving you a quick update what's going to happen here. We're going to keep chopping it up here for just a couple more minutes. We're going to dive into my full analysis, my full official on-the-record thoughts, everything that you need to know, all the information, some options, how this impacts the team now, what's kind of the plan moving forward. You're going to learn everything you need to know. And then after that, we're just going to celebrate. We're going to go through Super Chats. We're going to start partying up. We're going to be having a good time. So, guys, I hope that you guys stick around for a little bit longer. 600 people watching. Let's get to 200 likes right now. 133 likes. I want us to get to 200 before this cut is done. We're going to talk about this Dennis Allen news. I'm seeing Bobby Slowik, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Eric Bieniemy, Robert Salah, Ben Johnson, Deion Sanders, Kyle Shanahan. That's interesting. John Gruden, Belichick. There you go. I mean, there's some interesting names out there. Some interesting names. All right. We're going to dive on into it. We're going to get into the official cut. Let me just take a quick second. A sip of water. Raheem says the Saints are a long way from 2-0. Damn straight. And they just made a move to make them now go 3-7, baby. This will be a move that puts them at 3-7. Mark my words. This is not like, you should not be sitting here being like, wow, we suck. No, this is a good day. You should be celebrating today. For the record, don't let the fan bases of other teams bring you down. This is exactly what this team needed. They are a better football team now. They are a better football team. There is no question about it. But we're going to dive on into it. Drew Brees for head coach. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. Saints have fired Dennis Allen. Let's talk it. Let's talk about it. Jesus, come on, buddy. The New Orleans Saints have fired head coach Dennis Allen after an abysmal loss and a 7-game losing streak. Welcome into Saints Now. My name is Trace Girouard. I hope you guys have been enjoying your day. And I know you didn't enjoy your Sunday, but hopefully your Monday is a little bit better. And to be honest, I'm pretty happy about this move. Just got to say one quick thing. He is a human being. He is a man. I have nothing against him as a human, but as a football coach, he was not good enough. He was not getting the job done, and he just, quite frankly, was not a winner. And that is what this franchise needs. That's what this franchise deserves, and that's what the fan base deserves. So if you love the New Orleans Saints, and if you're excited that they finally made a good decision around Dennis Allen, I need you to type "who dat" in the comment section. We're currently live on the channel, so if you guys see this and we're still live, come in, hang out, and we'll chop it up on YouTube. But guys, this is really, really good news. So get those who dats in the comment section. I mean, this is a guy who his entire all-time record has never been a winner. 26-53. And as the New Orleans Saints head coach, he's 18-25. That is atrocious. He has never been a winning head coach. He finds creative ways to lose. He finds new ways to lose. And honest question, how many times has he won those close games? How many times have we seen the New Orleans Saints win a one-possession game over a team when Dennis Allen was the head coach? It's not been a lot. And like I said, this is the first time they've been on a 7-game losing streak since 1999, the Mike Ditka era. We are literally in the Mike Ditka era. We're living through it. Let that settle in. I wasn't even 1 year old. That is how bad this football team is playing. This is the worst we've ever seen it. And it's especially frustrating because that 2-0 start, remember, like, I know, crazy thought. Remember that 2-0 start? That was this season. And it feels like it was 3, 4, 5 years ago. Like, it doesn't even feel like the same team. It's just not, it's not ideal. This is not a good situation that the Dennis Allen created. And that is why he needed to go. It's not because he is a terrible human being. It's not because he can't appeal to players. It's not because he's a bad human being and he has all these issues and he's scared. No, he is just a bad head coach. And we do have the interim head coach named, and it is going to be Darren Rizzi, the Rizzler, the Riz God, Darren Rizzi is going to be the interim head coach for the New Orleans Saints for the remainder of the season. He's the special teams coordinator, like I mentioned, and like it says right here. In case you didn't know anything much about him, I think that this is a good decision for the New Orleans Saints because he's been around the team for a few years now. And with Klint Kubiak, sure, he could have been a good option, but this is the first year Kubiak's been with the New Orleans Saints. This is also, there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of problems right now for Klint Kubiak with the offense, with players being injured, bad gameplay. Like, it's just, there's a lot of things that they need to fix. And I think that bringing in Darren Rizzi as the interim is a good move. And this is the second time he has been fired mid-season. I mean, guys, like, what are we doing here? Like, this, I honestly, honest question or honest thoughts. When I came into work this morning, I came in a little bit early. I was talking to my bosses, and they were like, "Do you really think Dennis Allen would get fired in the middle of the season? Like, are the Saints a team that would do that?" And I said, probably not. Like, they're a team that they pride themselves in loyalty. They pride themselves on being a well-run organization. And in my personal opinion, bad teams and bad organizations fire coaches in the middle of the season. That being said, this is a move that needed to happen. The Saints right now have the 3rd overall selection in the 2025 NFL draft, so they have really good draft real estate right now. A lot of big things coming for the New Orleans Saints, but in this moment right now, I need to get your one-word reaction. There's so many big things coming. There's so many things that can change here in the next, not even just few hours, in the next 24 hours with the trade deadline coming up, but this offseason and the rest of the season and all of that. Like, there's so much that can happen here. So let me know right now, what is your one-word reaction? Because we could think about everything in the future, but I want you to focus on right now, your one-word reaction. And also, while you're down in the comment section, I encourage you to go find the link to Gametime. It's an amazing ticketing app. And I know that Saints games have been tough to watch for the past few years now since Dennis Allen has been the head coach. I would know. The only Saints game that I've been to, Dennis Allen was the head coach. And, yeah, that guy stunk. So I'm so glad he's gone. But if you now want to go watch the New Orleans Saints take on the Atlanta Falcons under a new coach, a new life, a new pulse, check out the Gametime app. We can get you $20 off your first purchase if you use our code CHATSPORTS. They have a feature called Gametime Picks that I personally am a big fan of. And Gametime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on seats, so that way you don't have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. It filters out the fluff. It takes away all the stress of trying to find the best deal, and it just shows you tickets you're interested in for a great price. So download the Gametime app, create an account, and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Like I said, terms do apply, but download Gametime to get tickets to live events, concerts, comedy shows, theater, sporting events, whether it's college, professional, or anything in between. The link is in the comments and description of this video. Use code CHATSPORTS to get $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? It's game time. Okay, so really quick, I have some interesting information coming in from Mickey Loomis. It's a quote about the firing of Dennis Allen. Tom Pelissero was the one to report it. Dennis Allen is an excellent football coach this season. We have had an avalanche of injuries. It took its toll, excuse me. Dennis Allen has never offered excuses. He fought each day for this organization and this team, and that is what makes today disappointing. Dennis has been an integral part of this organization's success for the better part of 20 years. He will be missed. No, he won't. No, he won't, because if you guys were here in the live show, Gail Benson, listen to this report from Nick Underhill. Gail Benson began meeting with players last week to get a feel for what was wrong with the Saints, and at the end, she and the organization decided to act. So, Mickey, I don't know. I don't know if I agree with you there, dude. I don't think I agree with you. Like, Gail Benson, the freaking owner herself, met with players, and they decided this was the fix. If I'm Mickey, I'm starting to update my LinkedIn and my Indeed profile. Just saying. Anyway, so moving forward, there are some head coach candidates out there that are really, really intriguing. Nobody listed on this list right now is like a college coach. To be totally honest, I haven't done enough research on coaches that are currently in college right now. I can tell you right now, I'm not really interested in bringing in Deion Sanders. I think he's a better coach for the college level because his whole appeal is I know how to get you to the league, and that's kind of the draw. I think he's a great recruiter and all that, but that is a much bigger factor in college football than it is in the National Football League. I love the idea of Joe Brady or Ben Johnson, Bobby Slowik, Frank Smith, Kliff Kingsbury. Those are all guys that I would love to see come into New Orleans. All offensive minds. Most of these guys are young, fresh, innovative, and have creative play calling abilities. You can also talk about Aaron Glenn. He has ties to New Orleans. He's the defensive coordinator in Detroit. He's been doing a great job with the Lions since he's moved up to the Motor City. Brian Flores, I like him as an option. I don't love him as an option. I think that teams can easily figure him out. I love the idea of Mike Vrabel. Bill Belichick, I mean, he can stable the ship maybe, but not totally interested. And John Gruden. Those are all options that I wouldn't necessarily hate. If I had to pick a top three, it's probably in no particular order: Ben Johnson, Gruden. I'm between Slowik or Kliff Kingsbury. Could you go defensive mind? Sure. But I really don't want to do a defensive mind. Dennis Allen put a sour enough taste in my mouth around having a defensive head coach that I'm over it. I don't want to do it. I would like to just move on. I'd like to have a young, smart, offensive mind to carry this team for the foreseeable future. That's what I want. I don't want us to have to go and redo this in a couple of years because we have make a bad hire. Just go get a smart move. Take your time right now. Like, this is the beauty of it. You have your time right now to start looking ahead at head coaches. Do that. Don't wait. Don't be the last coach to hire. Don't wait like you did with the offensive coordinators. Clint Kubiak, jury's out in my opinion on him. I've seen some good. I haven't seen a lot. But I just got to say this. You have time to make a good hire here. You have the ability to do enough of research to know what you're looking for and to know exactly what you need and know exactly who that is. So do not drop the ball on this. Please, please, please do not drop the ball on this. And I'll tell you what, trade deadline, we are filming this on Monday, November 4th in the morning. Trade deadline's tomorrow at 3 p.m. Central Time, November 5th. It feels like there's a couple other things, like, college football playoff, and then, I feel like there's like some ads or something that we might stop seeing tomorrow. Who knows? I don't know. Anyway, make sure you subscribe and lock us in because we're going to be breaking down any sort of updates, any sort of news. I think Marshawn Lattimore is a player that could get traded. Chase Young is a player that could get traded. And moving forward, Darren Rizzi, the current interim Saints head coach, will have some decisions to make alongside Mickey Loomis. So this is why you need to subscribe, and this is why you need to lock us in. And moving forward, here's what we got on the schedule for New Orleans. You have the Falcons coming to town, and I'm not going to sit here and play the Cinderella game because, quite frankly, this team just is not a Cinderella story. This is, the ugly duckling more than anything. But I've seen a lot of instances where team fires head coach, team wins their next game. That would be pretty cool to steal one from the Falcons. That'd be pretty dope. Then you bring in Jameis Winston and the Cleveland Browns to town. You get to week 12 and you have a bye, so you get some time to recover, try and get healthy, maybe get some players back. Week 13, there is some chatter that Eric McCoy could return around week 13, so hopefully that can happen. That'd be a big-time return, or that'd be a big-time player to get back onto the roster. The Giants, you have to travel up to New York and to take on the Daniel Jones, Brian Dable, Malik Neighbors, a lot of players, Azeez Ojulari, some talent on that team. Week 15, Jaden Daniels comes back to the boot for the first time since being at LSU. That will be an interesting game. I'm sure a lot of LSU fans will show out for that one. You have to go play in the cold in December against the Packers. That's going to be a tough one. Week 17, the Raiders come to town, and then you finish the season in Tampa Bay. And right now, the New Orleans Saints have an opportunity to just let the season finish. You have the third overall pick. You have the third overall pick. The worst thing you could do right now is go win 5 games. The worst freaking thing you could do is win 5 games. And I said it yesterday, I think the only 2 games that were 100% locks to win were the Panthers game yesterday and the Raiders game. They clearly lost the Panthers game. So at this point, I don't even think there's a game you definitely can win. So just, maybe mail it in. Maybe just be bad. Maybe throw Spencer Rattler and Jake Haener out there. Let them keep duking it out. Maybe just let the injuries be injuries and try again next year. It sucks to say that when you're going into week 10. But, guys, this is where we're at. So, if you guys want to follow me on social media, I've been posting a lot on my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok, so be sure to give me a follow. I've been especially a popular person out in the city of Atlanta, down in the, I guess you could call it, a state of Georgia. So go check it out if you want to see what Falcons fans have been saying about me on Twitter, at Trace Girouard 48. It's the same name on all profiles, except for on Instagram. I have a underscore behind it. So be sure to give me a follow. Y'all stay golden. Dennis Allen is gone. The boogeyman is out of New Orleans. All right, Tyler Stokely. $5 super chat. Do you think we will draft an edge rusher after Cam Jordan retires somewhere in the draft, and who would it be? I would love an edge rusher. So there's a couple different ways you can go about this. Michael Williams, I believe is his name, the Georgia edge rusher. He's an option in the first round that you could go and get. Look, you're the 3rd overall pick right now, so you have the keys to the kingdom in terms of who you want to pick. Like you can pick the top at any position. So if you want a wide receiver, you can go get a Tetero McMillan. If you want a edge rusher, if you want a defensive tackle, if you want a quarterback, you want an offensive lineman, you're going to be able to get the cream of the crop in this draft class as long as you keep losing. So a couple edge rusher draft targets to keep an eye on. Let me pull them up. For the 2025 Walter Football 2025 defensive prospects. There's James Pierce out of Tennessee. There's Michael Williams out of Georgia, Patrick Payton out of Florida State, Nick Scorton from Texas A&M, Landon Jackson from the great University of Arkansas, Princely Umanmillion something from Ole Miss, and then a couple guys from Texas, Ohio State, LSU, and all of the above. So there's a handful of names for you. Kyle, we got to get you on the helmet. Saints should build a team and in 2 years or so draft a franchise QB. What do you think? So right now I'm in the camp of draft some players that'll be long-term help. So young wide receivers, young offensive talent, tight end. Tight end's not the first-round pick, but tight end, defensive line. Like you got to bring in guys that can complement the talent you do have, like a Chris Olave, like Alontae Taylor. Like, I don't think you need necessarily to go get Travis Hunter. I don't think you need to go and get Shedeur Sanders. I don't think you need to go and get Will. Like, you can make an argument for all of them. I hate to be that guy, but Kyle, what are your thoughts on this? What if the Saints have a top 5 pick and they trade out of it, go to like the 10th, 11th, 12th pick, and you get 2 or 3 first-round picks next year? Or you get 2 first-round picks next year and then an extra second round the year after, or like that year. Like, I don't hate that idea. I don't hate that idea. But, Kyle, I like this idea. Saints are definitely going to be on a rebuild for the next couple of seasons. So, Kyle, I'm going to put you on the helmet. I wasn't going to be able to fit your last name on there, Kyle, so I just put Kyle W. I hope that's okay. I hope that's okay, my man. Tyler, your helmet's getting filled out pretty well, huh? It's getting filled out pretty well. Mikey, what's going on, brother? Just got up, looked at my phone, and seen Dennis Allen fired. Thank God. So happy we were done with his ass. Who dat LFG? Yeah, I'm with you. All right. Here's the deal. We are at $125 in Super Chats. If somebody wants to get our Dennis Allen petition, it's going to go to the MVP of the day. So whoever sends in the largest Super Chat right now, that is going to Nico Canada with a $10 Super Chat. Now U.S. Champ is on top because he sent in 2. But I'm not going to – it just – if you want this, send in a $20 Super Chat. Let's just make it simple. You want this – $20, it's yours. Deal? Deal. Mikey, I'm going to give you a helmet sticker. I cannot write and talk at the same time. I'm just a man, for God's sake. I'm just a man. Licky boy! What's going on, brother? Hope you're doing swell. I will not use your real name, although I know it, because we talk a lot on social media. Shout out to you, brother. Mikey, thank you for your donation. Chuck! Yes. Chuck was actually the first one yesterday to sign. So I put me and Maddie as the first names because obviously I'd want Dennis Allen fired, and I know she does. But Chuck was the first person to get their name on the petition. So that's pretty electric. I signed the petition to put you as head coach. Chuck, hey, man, I would love to be the head coach, but I love my job here at Chat Sports, and quite frankly, I think I'm too smart to be the Saints head coach. Appreciate you, brother. Chuck, you're going to get another helmet sticker. Yeah, doesn't it get old going undefeated every year and winning Super Bowls every season and like breaking all the offensive records? Like, it eventually gets tiring. Eventually gets old, right? That's funny, Jack. That's funny. Chuck, I'm going to give you a new helmet sticker, brother. All righty. And then we got Wayne. He is a first-time Super Chatter. All righty. Wayne, I appreciate you. You're getting a helmet sticker as well. Wayne Brownlow. Shout out to you, brother. Wayne's World, party on. Excellent. Shout out to Wayne. Jeremy, today was crucial. Tomorrow is also go vote. Yep. I already voted, so I don't have to. So did Jack. We went and voted. We did our civic duty or civil? We did our civic duty. I didn't take civics in high school or college. Woo pig. Adrian, in all reality, he's human. He tried and didn't succeed. Yep. Adrian, I'm totally with you, man. God bless him. God bless. Just get out. We'll see you. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Nothing against him. Just bye. Maybe Taysom can get some QB action. No. He's also very hurt. We're not doing that. Jay Glazer just posted, just got off the phone with Dennis Allen. Obviously disappointed, but had nothing but love for the Saints in New Orleans. Of course, I'm disappointed, but I love that organization. I love the people in there and will always have so much love for the city of New Orleans. I always will. It's pretty cool. I mean, like, shout out Dennis for not being a weenie about it. Classy Dennis, as they say. Shane, Kyle, excuse me. Use next year or two to build a team and draft a quarterback. I like that idea. Shane, dreamed of times like this. Who dat, baby? It's a good day. Is Rizzi our interim? Yes, Darren Rizzi is the interim. Darren Rizzi. The Rizzler. The Riz God. If you guys don't know about the Rizzler, yeah, I think I have to. $5 Riz face. Maddie may not like that I'm doing the Riz face. Because when you hit him with the Riz face, there's no chance she's coming back. When I give your girl the Riz face, there's no chance she's coming back. Darren Rizzi, shout out to you. Nico Canada, $10 super chat. He wants Ben Johnson. I also would love Ben Johnson, Nico. My only problem is it takes two to tango. Why would he want to come to New Orleans? He's going to be very, very highly sought after. He's going to be very, very pursued, as he should be. He deserves it. It's just, why in the hell would he want to come to New Orleans, man? Like, as much as it pains me, there's just not a lot of appeal, unfortunately. There's not a lot of appeal. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. Doesn't mean it can't happen. U.S. champ, let's be honest, now that DA is gone, do you think Carr and the Saints start to play and do better and make better decisions since they have a coach that trusts and believes in them? Look, I don't know if it's we're going to see them play better and do better because Dennis Allen's gone. I think we'll have better management of the team, better management of the clock, better situational leadership in certain situations because, you know, when you're super injured, that's a situation you're not necessarily always in. When you get blown out, it's not a situation you're always in. When you lose by one, you don't always. It's like I think you'll have better leadership and you'll have better. You'll have a better presence around to help you navigate through some of that adversity. Just Dennis Allen has proven time and time again he has no ability to withstand adversity or to battle through it whatsoever. Lanky boy. Saints should use their first-round pick on Cam Ward. So my question is, would you rather get Cam Ward this year, or would you rather get, dude, I don't even know, like a Quinn Ewers or something? Yeah, honestly, kind of with you, Jack. Kind of with you. Okay. So, in my opinion, you don't go if you draft a quarterback in the first round for the New Orleans Saints once. I don't think you go and do multiple. So, here's some quarterbacks for next year's draft class or for this year's draft class coming up. I typed in 2026. Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Fat thumbs and all. All right. So let's go through the quarterbacks this year. Cam Ward, Shedeur Sanders, Quinn Ewers, Carson Beck, Jalen Milroe, Garrett Nussmeier, Dylan Gabriel, Drew Aller, Miller Moss, Cade Klubnik, Jackson Dart, Riley Leonard. There's 12 quarterbacks. I'm kind of with you. I'm not in love. Like, I like Cam Ward. I'm not in love with him, though. Like, I would rather use a third-round pick on Tetero and McMillan. I'd rather get, you think so? Are you saying that just because he went to Arizona? Maybe a little bit. My point being, I would rather, or maybe even like a Will Campbell, or maybe you go get like a pass rusher. Like, I would rather go get the best at a position of need. Like, I don't hate that idea. I don't hate the idea of like Will Johnson later in the draft. You think Will Johnson goes top 10? That's true. That's true. He was pretty highly sought after earlier. That is true. Lanky boy, I appreciate your question, brother. I appreciate you, my man, my main man. Yep. So information in case you guys are just now joining us. Dennis Allen has been fired. The New Orleans Saints have moved on from their head coach. He's been super, super bad. I mean, you had a historically great start to the season when you were 2-0. Like, when I say that, when I'm not exaggerating, every team that had the same start that the Saints had went on to win the Super Bowl. Let me tell you, Dennis Allen, I've always thought he's an idiot. I said, oh my God, Dennis Allen, what are you doing? There's never been a better coach than Dennis Allen. I said, wow, he was a great coach. Because I saw him and I said, wow. So I said, oh my goodness, great coach. I have never seen, under my administration, we have never went under a 7-game losing streak. I'm sorry. If you can't laugh, man, it's all fun and games, bro. The Rizzler! I mean, right, dude, those past 60 seconds was a TikTok nightmare. That was brain rot if I've ever seen it. The Saints have named Darren Rizzi as the interim head coach. Clint Kubiak will still manage play calling duties on the offensive side of the ball. Joe Woods is the defensive coordinator, and then Darren Rizzi will just double up on his play, also managing special teams and whatnot. So no jokes, no fugazis, no nonsense, no lies here. Dennis Allen has been fired. All right, call me Aries. I'm just going to put CMA just because that's not going to be able to fit on the sticker. But shout out to you. I have never seen a worse collapse after such a historically great start. Other than Dennis Allen and the New Orleans Saints. That's what's happening. They're eating the gumbo. They're eating the crawfish. They ate the dog gumbo. If you can't laugh at current events, then I don't know what to tell you. Nico, $20 super chat. This will be my only win for the rest of the season. Nico, are you gonna put this up in the man cave? Are you gonna put this? So Nico has a really cool like game day setup. He has like a Saints table, like a cool rug. It's like an outdoor patio, like with the grill, the TV, the fridge, the bar. I mean, it is a badass setup. He's got I'm waiting to get the invite, Nico. I'm waiting to get the invite. But might need to frame this and put it up for you. They're eating the king cake. They took the baby out. They ate the king cake. Nico said he's going to frame it. All right, brother. I will send this to you. I have your shipping info, so I'll send it out to you today. I appreciate you, man. Mikey Taylor, Ben Johnson, head coach. Drew Brees, quarterbacks coach. Clint Kubiak stays OC. Maybe we beat Dirty Birds in Raiders and still get top 10 pick. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the idea of Ben Johnson. I think it's a really, really good move. But like I said earlier, it takes two to tango, as Billy Madison once said. So, like, does he want to come to New Orleans? That's the thing. Does he want to come to New Orleans? That's the big question. I don't know what exactly the argument you would make is because you have not an old roster. You have the 16th oldest roster for what it's worth. But you have a lot of high-end talent that's very expensive. That is old. You have not a lot of depth behind that talent. Just like you don't have a lot of money to spend. You've been bad in the draft. Like, it's tough. Drew Brees' quarterback coach would be dope. He also just, like, can't throw a football, so I don't know how much help he would be. But, yeah, so it just be like that, man. It just be like that. Goofy Cajun says, tank for Cam Ward. Well, Goofy Cajun, I'm here to tell you. You have the 3rd overall pick. I don't think you need a tank. I think, as Dennis Allen would say, I think you need to just keep doing what you're doing. That's the one thing we're going to take away from Dennis Allen. Just keep doing what you're doing. The boogeyman is gone. We can now sleep at peace. Michael Myers has been eliminated. All righty. Mere comment, did Lattimore actually get traded to KC? No. I haven't seen anything about a trade to Kansas City. There has been nothing about it. Actually, just kidding. Wait! Just kidding. I'm just messing with you guys. There's no trade yet. No trade yet. At the trade deadline, the Saints should be buyers or sellers. I think they should be sellers, but if you think they should be buyers, this is your chance to let me know. I'm going to give Mere Comet a helmet sticker just because he's a legend. He's always in the chat. I want Cam Ward from Darius. I had a nightmare about this, bro. Kendall! I know you're excited, bro. I know you're excited. I know you are through the roof, my man. Sell Lattimore. Mere Comment says, thank you. Hey, brother. Right up top. Right up top. Queen Courtney says, seller. Jerry G says, hey, ho, ho. Dennis Allen now is gone. There you go. There you go. My hometown Atlanta Falcons should be buyers from Dante. I agree. They should be buyers. They are a average team in a terrible division. I think that they should do everything in their power to try and go make a Super Bowl run right now because God knows that window won't last long. I'm keeping my hope alive from James. Na 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 na. Hey. Goodbye, Dennis Allen. Go get Joe Brady from Corey. I like that. Darren Rizzi. I like that. He is the interim head coach. Hot Sauce, he is the interim head coach. Sell Lattimore from Goofy Cajun. Jaden says if Lat goes to a winning team, he's getting a chip. Yeah, Mere Comment was a first-time super chatter. Sorry, I thought I did that whenever super chatted. My bad, brother. Kendall says, yes, sure. You better know it, Trace. I'm twice as hyped as you once you've seen the breaking news. Kendall, I don't know, dude. I was yelling. I was hooting and hollering. I smacked the shit out of my desk, and I started running around. I was pumped, brother. I was pumped. Joe Brady and then draft T-Mac. Okay. Don't hate that idea. Sell Derek Carr and Lattimore for some picks. So Derek Carr does have a no-trade clause. If he wants to waive that, he can get traded. But my question is, does he want to stay in New Orleans? To be honest, if I'm him, I wouldn't want to. The fan base has never really bought into him. He never really clicked with the team, like or with the fan base, excuse me. It never really seemed like he. Let me put it this way: Drew Brees took on the persona and embodied the city of New Orleans. Derek Carr has not done any of that. The best thing he's done since being here, I will say, is that night of worship with Demario Davis. That was cool, but like even then, it's like you've done one thing, brother. You've done one thing. You know, who's gonna want Derek Carr? I don't know, man. Like, shoot. I mean, if Sam Darnold wasn't playing so good, I would say the Vikings maybe, but they're playing good. I don't know. That's kind of the thing. Again, it takes two to tango, so there you go. Who do you want to be the next Saints head coach? Oh, the Giants could be an interesting option, Billy. It's not a bad one. The Raiders. Yeah, trade them back to the Raiders. That would be funny. AG Productions. The Colts maybe could be an option. Colts would take him. I actually think the Colts would take him. EBDB saying that he's a diehard Saints fan. Bill Belichick can have the keys. No, I do not want Bill Belichick to have the keys. Trace, thoughts on Cam Jordan and what he said on Sunday and him not going straight to the locker room? Carr had to go get him. I mean, I think he was pissed. I think he's over it. I think he's tired of what's been going on. Like, I don't blame him for being mad. Maybe we won't play as much, man. What do you mean by that, Nighthawk? Titans. Cleveland's been known to do Don. Yeah, honestly, give Cleveland the opportunity to trade for him. Let's go get like 3 first-round picks. That'd be hilarious. Thoughts on Rizzi being the interim head coach? Terry, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's a good move. He's been around the team for a while. The players seem to really respect him. The fan base definitely respects him. Boston Scott, fun fact, has a upcoming workout with the Saints. He is fully healthy after partially tearing his meniscus before the season. So he was with the Saints, went to the Eagles, with the Saints again. So Boston Scott on a workout. Boston Scott, known as the Giant Killer, which the Saints play the Giants in a few weeks. Sign Boston Scott. Sign Boston Scott. Sign Boston Scott. Trace, is there a top TE in this draft? Colston Loveland. Who's he? Michigan? Okay, he's the Michigan tight end. I haven't watched enough. I've been so bad this year about watching college football because I'm like, whatever multi-screen the Hogs game is on, I'm watching that one. And then after the Hogs, either before or after the Hogs play, I usually go run some errands so I can watch the night games. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of Big Ten football at night because it gets kind of cold around this time of year. You know, who do you want to be the next Saints head coach? Let me know. All right, JMO, $2 super chat. Also, a first time, 10th time super chat. 1 + 9 is 10. I can't read. I went to Arkansas. I'm just a man, for God's sake. Shout out from Oklahoma. Who dat? Appreciate you guys. Really quick. Okay. Let's run back through just like the player card and like the schedule, and just some of those graphics and stuff, just for people who just tuned in. So we had a little spike in audience. Really quick, we're at 252 likes. Can we get to 300 likes soon? Can we get to 300 likes to celebrate Dennis Allen getting canned? It's good news, guys. It's good news, and you guys should be celebrating it with me. So in case you haven't been caught up on the information, we're going to dive into it and tell everyone what's happening here. So the Dennis Allen era is over. After having multiple losing seasons and never really historically being a winner, he's gone. The boogeyman is out of New Orleans. They were on a 7-game losing streak for the first time since 1999, which was when the Mike Ditka era was going on. This is the second time he has been fired mid-season, third year as a team's head coach with Carr. It's his third season as the head coach. He had Andy Dalton around. He handpicked Derek Carr as his quarterback. He went from Jameis to Andy Dalton to Carr to now God knows what's going to happen. But this is a really good move by the New Orleans Saints. This is something that needed to happen, and unfortunately, it's frustrating because it's like, damn, you couldn't make it to the end of the season. But I do think that promoting Darren Rizzi as the interim head coach makes a lot of sense. I think it's a good move. Darren Rizzi is a smart mind. He is a well-respected man, and I think that he understands the pulse of the locker room really well. He's been with the team for quite a while now, and I think he's a player. I think he's a coach that in this situation right now could be beneficial, to have around. And I think that this only helps him in his long-term success, whether he wants to go on and be a head coach for another team in the future or for the Saints in the future, or whatever it is. I think this is a good move not just for the Saints, but for Darren Rizzi as well. He has an opportunity to prove a lot and to, really help out a team that is in dire need of some help. And, coming up in the next few weeks, you have a lot of opportunities. I'm not going to say to win games, but to steal some games. Like, you bring the Falcons home this week, and more times than not, I've seen on multiple occasions teams fire a head coach and then teams go on to win the next game. Wouldn't it be fun to steal one from the Falcons, knowing knowing damn well that this team is god-awful and that this team will not make the playoffs? But you could steal one from a rival. That would be pretty cool. The Browns, you bring Jameis Winston into town, and then week 12, you have that bye week, which hopefully you can get Eric McCoy back at week 13. That's kind of what the reports have been indicating recently. And interesting note for week 14, the Saints brought in Boston Scott for a workout because Kendre Miller was placed on IR once again. Jamal Williams was banged up last week. Alvin Kamara and Jordan Mims were the only two running backs you had available. Obviously, Taysom Hill also got some carries as well. But if you want to bring in the giant killer, it's what he's known as, is Boston Scott could be an interesting name to add in Week 14. And then you guys see the rest of the games. Jaden Daniels is probably going to wipe the floor with you. The Raiders might be the only game that you truly have an opportunity to definitely win. Maybe that Browns game too. But look, this team needs to make a good decision moving forward. They made a bad decision hiring him. I never really loved the idea. I was like, I get it. I understand why they're doing it, but I don't love it. And now they have an opportunity to really fix some things. I beg Mickey Loomis, I beg Gail Benson to not do what the Raiders did and just hire somebody who the players all really like, who can yell the "who dat" really loud. Like, that's not what I want to do. I do not want an Antonio Pierce situation. So I think that going and getting a guy like a Joe Brady or a Ben Johnson would be my top options. I also really like the idea of either Bobby Slowik or Kliff Kingsbury. The only problem is that it takes two to tango. So one of these guys, are they going to want to leave the opportunities that they have now? Or are they going to want to turn down other opportunities and potential opportunities to come to New Orleans and deal with a roster that is somewhat old, a lot of expensive talent that is old and has not been good at drafting historically in the past few years, has not done well in spending money in the past few years. And Aaron Glenn, I like as an option. He's the defensive coordinator for the Lions. He has ties to New Orleans. Shout out to Aaron Glenn for having a phenomenal defense this year. And what him and the Detroit Lions have been able to do under Dan Campbell has been truly special. Brian Flores, I think, is a good idea. I wouldn't love it. It's probably, like, out of 10, Brian Flores is probably like number 7 or 8 for me on this list. I like the idea of Mike Vrabel. I like the idea of John Gruden. I would specifically prefer to get an offensive-minded head coach, but if you get a defensive mind, you need to have a home run hire, and you need to have a home run guy calling the plays offensively. And I don't know if that's Clint Kubiak. I haven't seen enough for me to be like, yeah, he definitely needs to stick around next year. Like, just straight up, he hasn't. I have not seen enough to, like, be like, oh my God, let's keep him around forever. Like, if the Saints were one and done with Kubiak, I would be like, okay, go get me a better one. Like, that's fine. I wouldn't really think too much about it. But here we go. So that's kind of that. We're still having to figure out what's going to happen long term with the head coach. We still have to figure out who's going to take over after this season. Got to figure out who's going to draft. Does Mickey Loomis get canned? Like, there's so many things that could happen, but I need you guys to give me a who dat down in the comment section right now. I need you to give me a who dat right now in the comments if you're pumped up that Dennis Allen is gone. It's a roll call. Who dat Nation, let me know you're here. Let me know you're here. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Let me hear you. Also, by the way, if you guys want more coverage, I encourage you to subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot of videos moving forward around, different coaching different profiles for different coaches. And we're going to talk about GM possibilities, draft, free agency. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen here in the next few months. Trade deadlines tomorrow. Me and Seeps are going to be giving you guys coverage. We might even go live. Who knows? We talked about it. We've kind of discussed it. Maybe it happens. Maybe it doesn't. But the only way you're going to know is if you subscribe. So be sure to subscribe right now. Lock us in for free Saints videos, coverage, news, rumors, live shows. We will be going live Wednesday afternoon. Thursday, transparency, I'm off. I have a wedding that I'm in Dallas here on Thursday, so I will be not working. But we will have content for you. Then we'll also have content Friday. And then we'll also have content Saturday. And then what's on Sunday? Game day without Dennis Allen. So there you go. It's a win. Man, keep typing those Hoodats. Sorry, I'm putting out a tweet right now. Alrighty. So guys, I also will ask, do you think that Mickey Loomis comes back next year? That's kind of what's scary. I don't know. Who knows? So Mikey's saying who dat. Nico saying who dat. US champ who dat. Ball out. It's a parade in my city. Who dat? Bring Aaron Glenn back from Boogie. Majors says who dat for life. We are 10 likes away from 300. When we get to 300 likes, guess what? I'm gonna take a sip of beer, and if somebody wants to get kind of wild and drop in $100 super chat, I'll do a beer boot. I'll do a beer boot because we're giving Dennis Allen the boot. $100. I'll do a beer boot. 3 beers, 1 glass. Any news on McCoy from U.S. champ? Eric McCoy, there is an expectation that he could return week 13 is kind of what they're saying maybe, but, you know, still got to get there. We're at 300. Here's a cheers. Boom. One more sip for good measure. That is refreshing. That'll get you. That'll make you really not miss Dennis Allen at all, to be honest. Yeah, dude, I'm just like so excited that this is over. I'm so happy it's done. Like this needed to be done for so long ago, and here we are. Here we are. Boom. Dan Campbell from Alex Parker. Who dat from Adam. Darius says who dat. Mark says who dat. D-Man says drinking early. Well, you got I party to celebrate, and today is a celebration. That's what we're doing here. Joe Brady, Ben Johnson, or Drew Brees, an offensive head coach needed here. Drew Brees will not be the head coach. Maybe he comes on as like an advisor role or something. I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Just because Drew Brees can yell who dat really loud. Yes. You want to know what happens if you hire Drew Brees? Everyone turns on him and hates him. You want to do that? I don't. I just don't see a world where Drew Brees is a phenomenal head coach. I just don't. I think he's better in the booth. I think he's better, maybe even as like a QB coach or something, but he should not be a head coach. Like, just not yet, at least. Not yet. Like, don't go straight to being a head coach. You got to do the others. If you're going to own a kitchen, you should probably learn how to turn on the stove. You should also probably learn how to turn on the oven. You should also probably learn how to wash the dishes. You should also probably learn how to turn off the lights. You should probably also learn how to, do other stuff in the kitchen. Like, you got to learn how to do it all. You got to learn how to do it all before you can do one thing. Do it all at once. If that makes some sense. All right. John says we don't draft LSU players here, and we have passed on some good ones. Yeah, that's true. Give me Bill Belichick from Brenton. Everybody for sale, trade everyone and start over from Corey. I don't think you need to trade everyone. Like, I wouldn't trade Olave. I wouldn't trade Alante. I wouldn't trade Brian Brzee. I wouldn't trade Eric McCoy. I wouldn't trade Rashid Shaheed. Baddies Fighting Ring says Miss Benson next. I don't think so because Miss Benson is the owner, so she's not going to fire herself. She can't fire herself. She would have to sell the team. Mickey Loomis, I think, is who you're trying to talk about, Baddies Fighting Ring. I think that's who you're fighting for. Kendall says, I missed his question. I'm sorry, man. There's a lot. We have 360 people in here. I'm sorry that I missed it, brother. It's my bad. Is Mickey Loomis fired next? Type Y for yes or in for no. Type Y for yes or in for no. Damon says yes. Mere comment. Definitely keep those young stars and possibly get some cap space from all these old. Yeah. Mikey says yes. King Caden says Darren has energy. Great job. Yes, I agree. Mike says yes. Hell yes. Jeff says yes. Andrew, yes. Corey Tate says Miss Benson don't care. She's too busy getting a... Oh, okay. Boogie says in. Feeds says in. Speedy says yes. Nico says no. Mere Comet says yes. Gary says yes. Oh, no. Quandre Diggs has suffered a season-ending Liz Frank injury. That sucks. Yeah, I actually, yes, that is true. Wow. A.T. Perry taking to Twitter saying, God don't like ugly at Can't Guard Mike. Oh, dude, there's also a guy on Saints Twitter who like every day tweets out a different scene from a movie or a TV show with Dennis Allen and Mickey Loomis's headshots on it. He photoshops it in every day, and he was like day whatever until Dennis Allen gets fired. And so I guess it's over now. That sucks. That blows. Hate to see that. So we got Stephanie saying the Saints, Hype saying yes, Darius yes. Alrighty, we're going to sign off here in just a few minutes unless we can get to $200 in the next 2 minutes. We're $26 away. $26 away. If we can get $26 in 2 minutes, we'll stay live. If not, we'll hop on out of here and have a good old time, good old day, and get back to our regularly scheduled content and our regularly scheduled programming. So be sure to subscribe before you leave. Like the video before you leave. We're trying to become your go-to place for all Saints coverage. I promise you one thing. This is the place you want to be. This is definitely the place you want to be. This is definitely the place you want to see. What if they brought in Nick Saban and Belichick? That will literally never happen. Yeah, I don't even think it would. That's a good point, Jack. I don't think it would go well. I don't know if it would go well. Yeah. We're $26 away in 1 minute. Can we do it? Can we do it? Who's going to keep us live? Who's going to keep us live? Come on now. Also, are y'all feeling more rejuvenated now that Dennis Allen's gone? Because I was kind of just at the point where I'm like, I feel like a lot of people just aren't happy about it. I feel like people aren't cool. They're over it. And I get it, but it's like, holy cow. This is crazy. I was like, this is wild that this all happened. But here we are. Here we are. Who dat, baby, I guess. Yeah. So we have 10 seconds left. Can we stay live? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. So, Mikey Taylor, $5 super chat. Would you let Jake and Spencer play some? 100%, without a doubt. Nico says not really because we still suck. Yes, but we suck less. We went from shit to stink. We went from terrible to bad. Yeah, we went from we suck to so it's like, remember in Waterboy, it's like, oh, we suck again. It's, oh, we suck a little less. It's a win. Gotta accept. Yeah. Got it. Gotta celebrate those wins. Texas Boy says the Saints are trash. And Texas Boy is a Cowboys fan, and I can tell because he has a Cowboys logo in his profile picture. Let me put it this way. Yeah, Texas Boy, if the Saints are trash, you let a trash team put 44 on your ass. So, what's that say about your team? What's it say about your team? Yes, 44 to 19, and we're trash. What does that say about you, my friend? Well, you bum. Trench God says, get your paper bags out. Y'all need them. No, not anymore. Not anymore. I was with you last week, but we can dump out the paper bags because Dennis Allen's gone, so that's electric. Shout out. Thanks for hanging out and being subscribed, Trench God. Appreciate you. Draft your quarterback first round, hire Bobby Slowik, and make DC the highest paid backup for all I care. No, and no. I like the idea of Bobby Slowik. I don't hate drafting a QB round 1. I don't love it. I'm not all for it, but I don't hate it. But no to Derek Carr being the highest paid backup. No. Get it. Just like cut him. If you're going to do that, just cut him. Take the cap hit and cut him. There's no point. There's no point in paying a backup that much money. Jessica says, yes, Loomis now by GTFO. All righty. Dennis Allen has been fired. We are going to hop on out of here. Thoughts on the Shamar Sean Charles pick? Reminded me of the Redskins versus St. Robert. Meacham stole the ball and ran it back for a touchdown. Nice, Kendall. All right. DA is gone. He is out of here. He is no longer in New Orleans. The boogeyman has gotten the hell out of Dodge. So Who Dat Nation, we already put out a video. If you guys want to see my official thoughts, go check it out on the channel. And y'all stay golden. We'll see you next time.